Good morning, and welcome to Journeying with Us through the Scripture once again. Yes, on this awesome Saturday morning, we are back at it again and trying to get into the text and just stay consistent with the text. This next one that I went over, that we went over that we went over with went over is Matthew chapter 7. It's Matthew chapter 7, and it's not the whole one, but it is Matthew chapter 7 verses 1 through 16. 1 through 6. And what is it talking about here? What is it talking about here? It seems to be talking about this greatly misquoted saying of Jesus, where it says, "Do not judge, do not judge, do not judge, do not judge." I don't know how many times I've heard that. A lot of times, I mean, it's definitely propagated in popular culture as a way to accept everything that a person does. But then at the same time, it is not a, it doesn't, is when you say do not judge, you're kind of like doing some double speak here, because you're saying if you judge, you are doing a wrong thing. When to not judge, you're saying do not judge. That is a wrong thing. But when you're saying do not judge, you're making a value judgment. And you're saying that what you're doing in saying do not judge is you're doing the thing that you're saying you should not do, judging and stuff like that. So is there has it been taken out of context? Possibly, yes, most definitely taken out of context, because that's what we like to do about so that we can have free reign to do whatever we want to do. So we use this adage, don't judge. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that, because that's wrong. But the context in which this was given, if we take the whole thing and understand it in its proper understand it properly. Let's look at the whole thing. Jesus starts off by saying, "Do not judge, lest you be judged. For with the measure that you judge people, you also will be judged by." And then he gives an illustration. He says, "Don't look at the log that is in your brother's eye." Now he's talking about a literal log. He's using hyperbole, and he's making a joke here. You know what I'm saying? He's like, don't look at the log like somebody walking around with the log. Oh no, don't look at the speck of wood in somebody else's eye. And then when you have and say, hey, you got a speck of wood in somebody your eye, let me help you out. And then but you have a log, like a literal log, sticking out of your own eye. You know what I'm saying? Like you have this obviously drastic, very bad situation that's going on, and you can't. You probably should deal with that first. And then he says, look, he says he makes a value judgment by saying, you hypocrite, take the log out of your own eye, and then you can see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye, and stuff like that. And then he says, after that, he makes another value judgment and says, hey, don't place this is in the same context, remember, don't place your pearls before swine, or give what is holy to the dogs, because they will not respect it and they will trample over it. Like he's making a judgment. He's making a judgment call regarding dog. So who is he calling swine? And who is he calling dogs? And stuff like that. Obviously, there is a value judgment that is being made that Jesus makes. And he's also saying that, hey, like you may have something going on in your life, and you probably should deal with that first before you say something about somebody else's life and stuff like that. So make righteous judgments. You know what I'm saying? Make good judgments. And as opposed to judgments, first put yourself on the scale, and then you will have the ability to put somebody else on the scale, or to be able to accurately discern what someone else's course of action could be to make sure that they're right. It would almost be like, you know what I mean? You're on the plane, right? You're on the plane and it's going down and stuff, and the little is going down, and the little air mask come down and stuff like that. And we've all been instructed on the plane, put your mask first, put on your mask first before you put another mask on and stuff like that. So work on yourself first before you can say something to somebody else. But that doesn't mean don't say something to somebody else. Here's another illustration. A person who has been a person who is, let's say that you have a coach, and this person has played years of basketball. Let's say it's Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan comes to you and is saying, because you're just starting out and you're trying to, learn how to make layups and make free throws and all of that stuff, play basketball. And then Michael Jordan says, "Oh man, look, the way that you probably should shoot is, you know what I'm saying, make sure that your wrist and your elbow are all lined up, and then when you release it, you follow all the way through and leave your hand there, and you point here to the basket, you know what I'm saying, because your form sucks right now and you need to correct it, and this is the way that you're supposed to correct it. Listen to me, because I'm freaking Michael Jordan and I know what I'm talking about," and stuff like that. And you are little Johnny wannabe and you don't know what you're doing yet. So listen to take Michael Jordan is making a value judgment based on his experience and your lack of experience. So therefore there is a judgment call that is being made. There's a value judgment that is being made. So Jesus is not saying don't judge. He's saying make correct judgments. You know what I'm saying? Examine yourself first, and then you can be able to help somebody else with that same problem or with the similar problem. Anyway, man, this has been Apologetic. Sorry if I don't apologize. You guys have a blessed day.